Well, in Global Citizen Award, sé tá an na ahantas a hugtar de ebrthe jónacha idirnáisiúnta a dhéanaan feasacht a ardú aber na gantar féin agus an seo hanéireann maidir le ceiste na damhanda agus na sprucha na damhanda an forbairt in bhuanaithe nó na Sustainable Development Goals de chuid na náisiúnaithe.
De bhar gur leabharmid le chéile ag an am seo an bhíonn caite thuí mé go dtí an tócád nar bhí na dúisna a thuirteach. An bhfuil mór an rudí difriúil le maidir leis na núisina im líana gumbrád leis an bhíonn caite?
Well, is tócha im líana tá bíine ag fáil dúis ó agriochtaí atá mar fortithe nua de chud an Global Citizen Award agus fáiltín was rih sin agus chomála sin tá rint elementi nua is tócha leis an dúis im líana tá ní smúd a bhéim ar na sprucha na damhanda an arbeirt in bhuanaithe hí lámh leabhar a d'ailsimid achaint is fólamthe donna daoine dhéanaan agus a ghlach an páirt a Global Citizen Award agus chomála sin tá tríéis Steve Grace an uair nua a cheola tús ní Aibran cheol an Parastát Ciaran Cannon an Grace an Steve Grace an sin an oscail na héad an galibh a tús ní Aibran so is dócha go raibh níos mó takeíochtaí ar fáil do riine bhí den an Global Citizen Award.
Leis na man sosiálta atá gcuine inis tá an damhana gáirí níos lú ó thaobh cumarsáide de an sílan tú go bhfuil fásaigh teacht ar an méid sime atá ag daoine an éireann ar ábhar idirnáisiúnta?
Is dul an cinnte go bhfuil fáil breis ólas maidir le cuasaí damhanda agus ceiste na móra tócha go mbíonn éificht acu orn ar fad ach nadidir beidir go minic siad a hálíonn leis na meán hóisialta ná go mbíonn an sais nach feiceann daoine beidir ach an sais nuacht uaireanta tá wathó féin eáil agus is tócha go gafar teachtar ar bhealaí le pobal agus lochtéisteachta lochféichanna nua is tócha a bheala chumpáirteach lecha le sais ahrú chun fás chud ar an síl agus an dam martá.
Cén sais aseola se bhfuil se bheith fáil ó thaobh na sprucha na damhanda ag na náisiúnaithe?
Bhíonn sé is tócha na daoine bhíonn déanamh obair Jónach thar lear go mbíonn cur amach acu go minic ar na sprucha na damhanda ón tréála aon siad sulla bhágan siad éan sulla dain siad thar lear agus is beidir go dugan na sprucha na sais cóhéics den obair bhíonn ar siúil acu thar lear mar sin tein an Global Citizen Award is tócha pí beg I drog obair chun na sprucha sin a chrochaint ach is cinnte gohfuil obair fós le déanamh chun I dohaint amach.
Agus céimhéid duine bheith fáil dúisin ar an sathrann seo?
So by fiche trí duine ag fáil dúisina ar an sathrann seo ó 7 cín dar nagrathe tápáirteacht sa Global Citizen Award.
Cén sais ábhar a bhíonn a eolalam ag na scoláirí ag freastáil ar an gcomharsa?
Socha tá sais rá chud den dúis beidir gohfuil sais an chud an fólam fearsanta faoi chunas mar ag an duine hain an síl agus an páirsa an duine féin síl agus chomála sin sais fólam ar na cunsí beidir las mo gohfuil éifacht acu ar bhochtanas ar heachtar éidechas ar chóm sláinte agus beidir sin sais ísitá an Global Citizen Award ná go gurach sé ar thuúla na nína ghlach an páirte chláir sais nach chun na ceisna se cho siimplí beidirs mar cheapan muidir dúis agus go gahar sais inniucha dhéanamh ar na mór strachtúirí beag siad ach na múl nó politúil gohfuil éifacht acu ar an síl agus an dail martáineo.
Okay, just chun cacadí dear an agalah cadí na sonraí margheall ar an nócáid seo ar an sathrann seo le caméis sé lonathe agus le héad.
Beag an chairman is brunta ar siúil sa President Hall sa Law Society I Blas Blackhall ag dóchlág de sathrann seo ag teacht. Agus beag éimean míon atá mar CEO ar trócar a bei sé ag tuairt caintú ag an nócad chomá agus beag na daine roiinte na daine ag fáil dúis chomá bei sé ag tuairt léir gosún ar an 6 ebrahí ar siúlacha acu ar fan na bliana I bobbal ar fud na héireann.
Agus mata ein dar éistóir a glór tiile ólas faoin gcomharsa seo agus an dúisina atá goibh cad an múl fád dóibh.
Yeah, well was an bhéin atá agsúla dul haar learcham obrionnig chéine nó gwil obrionnig tentaku haar lear hanna féin. So ag dan golum héin an seo hÁine at Global Citizen Award stad EIL agus is félum an tolas goléir mad leis an glár a chorchoku agus beidir go bhéit mi slauert faoi conas mar go bhéit siad pórtach lecha.
And now I'm talking to David O'Reilly, who is going to receive a Global Citizen Award from EIL later in the week. David, welcome to the programme.
Thanks very much, Darren.
Congratulations, first of all, on being about to receive a Global Citizen Award. Could you tell us a bit about your background and how it is that you are receiving a Global Citizen Award this week?
Yeah, well, my background is basically, I have a mixed background, and I'm in my 40s, and a couple of years ago I decided to go back to education and do a degree in writing. So this brought me to Galway. Before that I taught music, and I'd worked in a bank at one stage for a few years. I had many jobs, so I decided I'd write about the life that I've had. And so that was part of going back to education and going to university. And within that, there was an opportunity last summer to go to Vietnam to teach, which I'd done. I'd experience of teaching in Dublin. And they were looking for people that had volunteering experience or that were interested in, basically interested in giving back and learning about other cultures, which I was. So I applied for the EIL Travel Awards last year and was lucky enough to win it. And then the follow-up year, which is just coming to a close now, with the awards on Saturday, I was lucky enough to be told a couple of weeks ago that I got the gold Global Citizen Award, which is great.
Have you done much travelling around the world yourself apart from Vietnam?
I did a bit. I was in Australia back in my early 20s. And I was in Africa. I did Kilimanjaro 1 year for a school here in Dublin, which was good, and all around Europe. But basically, nothing like this. I mean, this was 3 months in Vietnam teaching, and
teaching English,
teaching English, but other projects came up also, you know. But it was, you know, I ran a writing course over there as well, which was nice, and got to do a couple of pre-departure workshops for scholars that were going over to Ireland through the Irish Embassy. So Vietnamese students that had basically got that had won scholarships to come back over here. So that was kind of a side project, if you like, that the embassy included me on. But it was really good because I got to meet them over there, play soccer with kind of a gang of students, and get to know them a bit. And then they came over to Ireland, and I met them up in Galway.
Okay.
Went to Cliffs of Moher with them. So that's kind of, I suppose, the moments like that are where the cultural swapping and just getting to know the people from different parts of the world. So that was particularly good. And the last year, as part of the Global Citizen Award, there was different events. Like I brought some of the Vietnamese students that were in UCC, up to Bray Rowing Club in Wicklow. So I did a bit of rowing with them a couple of years ago, and they were building a boat, an old skiff. So we had one of the main master's students on the Government of Ireland master's scholarship. She came up with me to talk to Terence Keogh, he's basically the only guy that's building old skiffs in Ireland. So she was kind of asking him questions, and he was asking her questions about Vietnam, and it's kind of another nice moment. And then after that, she invited me back down to CIT in Cork to the Lunar New Year Festival, and that was great crack. Apart from anything else, it was good fun. But at that, we got to speak to loads of different Vietnamese people, and we were trying to set up a Skype link between children kind of around 12 years of age, north of Hanoi in ethnic minority regions, and a Skype link with kids here in 6th class. So that's underway as well. So there's been great things that have come out of the follow-up after the actual experience of being over there and teaching over there.
And you went abroad with EIL, was it, to Vietnam?
Sorry, Darren, say that again?
It was when you went to Vietnam, it was with EIL, was it?
It was with EIL, exactly, yeah. So yeah.
And how would you describe EIL to any of our listeners who don't know who they are, like?
Yeah, well, EIL are basically, they've just got charity status this year, which was great. And I suppose that the history of EIL is that they set up originally to give people the experience of experiencing another culture in another country, and then to swap over. So quite a simple plan, really, but it's evolved now to the stage where, luckily, I think there's, I could be wrong here now, but I think it's about 30 or thereabouts, 30 to 35, I think, travel awards, Explore travel awards that are given every year, and that's funded by Irish Aid and EIL, which is great. But then there's other things as well that they're involved in, which would be like the Global Citizen Awards themselves, and just raising awareness for sustainable development goals, getting people thinking. It's educationally based, I suppose. So you have a lot of people going around schools talking about their experiences when they come back, and just in general being kind of good global citizens in their communities as well. It kind of makes a difference to the overall ethos of the community. So EIL are great, and apart from all of what they do, they're a nice bunch. I've been dealing with them since last year, and they're just very, very nice, very supportive from the minute you decide to go off, or that you're picked to go off. They're on the case with pre-departure workshops and how to deal with being away. For a lot of the times, people are sent to, Mexico, Vietnam, Africa, etc., and obviously the places differ, so they have to be in tune with the kind of things that you would expect to be faced with, and nobody ever knows. You're going into a different place. Life is life, but they try and equip the people that are going away on travel awards to know what to do, how to behave in a different culture, if you like, and what to, and the support there then if needed.
Yeah, I was at the awards last year. I covered I did a few interviews on it. I know you do great work. You were saying that you were teaching English. Like, what was the level in the class of command of English? Like, was it frustrating, or was it okay, or what was it like?
That's a good question. I expected it to be something entirely different. I thought that the command of English wouldn't be at even a medium level, and the opposite was the case from particularly in the younger kids. Actually, there's a very strong push from families and parents to get their kids speaking English young, and that's becoming younger and younger. So I had, within a working week, I would have had lots of different classes, ages ranging from 6 to 21, and a lot of the time the 7, 8, 9, 10s would have better English than the 20s, and that I mean, I couldn't have predicted that. But also just both taking them as a one group, their level of English was second to none. And I had done teaching before, with different groups from all over the world, but they were, education is important to the Vietnamese, and that's all about it. So which made for great crack actually in the classroom too, because the communication was easy actually. they wanted to know the bigger words, where it wasn't, there was no sign language involved for most of the classes that I was giving. And we kind of focused, it did evolve too, but I got to know them very well. So as an intercultural learning experience, which is what EIL is all about, it ticked all the boxes there for them and for me. Like, they told me all about their families. They told me all about their aspirations, for their goals, what they want to do. They want to travel themselves when they're older, etc. But we also managed to get kind of a theme every week. Like, climate change was one theme, and we got to go out to the park and list all the different things we could see. Maybe the pollution or the lake might have been a bit of plastic in the lake, etc. And Hanoi's filled with smog, basically, and traffic, and so it was kind of easy to go through the goals, really, and to swap notes on what the older classes, particularly, what their government is doing.
This is the SDGs, is it?
With regard to the SDGs, yeah. So we went through them, and that was very interesting as well. And even politics as well. They're well up on their politics at a quite a young age, and so the level of awareness. I suppose before I went over, I thought that we're kind of looking at the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And, we're an authority on what the rest of the world kind of should be doing. But I found I had to have a different mindset quite quickly, or it was changed at least when I got over there, when they were telling me what they're doing, and the level of awareness that they had was far more than what I would have thought.
That's great. I've been covering the goals on Raidió for a few years now,
Right.
Do you have any other plans now, David, in a global citizen capacity?
Well, the link between the schools is my main one at the moment, really, and that's an exciting project, because there are a few schools that are up in the mountains in a rural setting that are waiting for kids in South Dublin and Galway to give them a shout, to tell them how they're getting on, and swap stories and learn about each other. And that's very exciting, because it's kind of natural as well. We're kind of letting it flow. We're going to let them talk to each other. Again, at the level of English, like you asked, seems to be quite good. So it should work. They have a screen ready, and I'm going to try and keep that going. Basically, that's one project. With regard to, well, I have a couple of ideas as well, but I'll have to ask about those.
Right. Okay, is there anything else you want to say that you mightn't have mentioned just before we come to the end of the interview?
Well, yeah, no, I suppose there has to be a thanks as well. That there's you can't do these things, and especially for me, I'm a mature student, and I have friends and family that you have to leave and go away and do these things, and the understanding there is great. So I just want to thank my family and my friends, my kids, Jessica and Casey, my buddies, Ryan, Stephanie, Bernard, Cullen, Elvine, Vincent, and all the gang, and all EIL for support. And I suppose, Saturday will be good crack. Yeah. It's nice as well to get it's nice to get an award, but it's also just really nice to have been given that experience by EIL, and the follow-up year. I wasn't expecting it to be as much fun and to have learned as much. So it did tick that box. I thought I was going on holidays really at the start, and it turned into the awareness that it should. So it definitely works, and I'd advocate it. But I've learned a lot. So just thanks to all involved, basically.